Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you all have been well. It has been a little while since I filmed my last video. I've just had like so much happening at the moment. The wind down to Christmas is just ridiculous. Like I say wind down, in my job it's wind up. It's absolutely insane. And I wasn't planning on filming today, but I knew that I really needed to get this video filmed and I wanted to do it before the month kind of got away from me. So today I will be filming my Project Pan November update. So it's a very exciting video. I've got some cool things to share with you. I've made some great progress on some of my products, but it is currently Sunday the 5th of December. So I've kind of missed the mark already a little bit, but we're good. We'll just get through it and get it done. As always, all the products that I will be talking about today, I am currently wearing on my face. So if you're curious to see how they look, this is how a full face turns out. It is such a gloomy day today here in Sydney, so hopefully the lighting kind of won't shift too much. I decided to get my butt into gear and I made a giant cup of coffee, which I will enjoy while I am filming this video. Yeah, I'm really excited to go through some of the products and show you all my progress, so let's do it. When I film these videos, if you've seen them before, you know that I always start at primer and I work through the products as I would do my full face of makeup. So my primers that I've been working on, I'm still going through my Colourpop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Acid Primer. I don't know if you can see, but last month I was here and this month I am all the way down the bottom. I don't have much of this product left, which is pretty exciting, and I think that I can definitely finish this one up before the year ends. So I'm excited to see how that one goes. I've really been enjoying this primer. I would definitely pick up another bottle next time that I do a purchase from Colourpop. It is essentially kind of like a moisturizer for the skin that kind of leaves your skin just a little bit tacky, not like super tacky, but a little bit, enough that it's gonna adhere your makeup to your face, and I really like it. The other primer I've been combining with that is the NYX Pore Filler Primer Base. If you've been around here a while, you know that I used up one of these earlier this year, and this is my second bottle that I am trying to power through. I don't mind this primer. I don't love it. I'll kind of just make my way through the bottle because I really don't want to, you know, waste product and throw it out, but I wouldn't repurchase it again. It's a very waxy, silicone pore filling primer, kind of like the Benefit Porefessional, but like not quite. I've been using this throughout my T-zone just as a pore filler, but I probably wouldn't purchase this one again, and I'm looking forward to using it up. It's still quite heavy. It's weird because the product's quite solid, so like you won't be able to hear it, but I can hear the product like shaking around inside the tube because it comes out like a solid ball, like it's very stiff. Anyway, I was hoping to use this up by the end of the year. I don't think that's gonna happen, but I'm gonna keep soldiering on. I'll keep trying. Next is an exciting one. I have used up another bottle of the Maybelline Fit Me foundation. I get mine in the shade 110 Porcelain. I love this foundation. I've gone through so many bottles of it. I thought this one might last me out till the end of the year so I could start a new foundation in the new year, but I managed to use it up. I had to start storing this one upside down pretty much after my last video, which is when I know that it's on its last legs. So about a week ago, pretty much right at the end of November, I finished this up. So that is something that can go out into my empties. To replace that foundation, it is what I'm wearing on my face today. I have worn it for about the last week since I used up that last one. I have the IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better CC Color Correcting Full Coverage Cream plus Anti-Aging Hydrating Serum plus SPF 50 UVA UVB. I have this in the shade Fair. I have been enjoying this foundation so far. It's quite a moussey texture and it is very full coverage, so which is really nice. It applies beautifully to the skin, which is absolutely lovely. So I love the finish of it when it goes onto my skin. It's a little bit dewy, which is great. The only problem with this is it doesn't wear particularly well throughout the day. I found that the Maybelline, when it wore off, it was almost like the foundation melted into my skin and then would kind of, you know, wear away or sheer out in patches, which wasn't awful, but it almost like blended in all together and just became more sheer in certain areas, which I was totally okay with. With this one, I find that by the end of the day, it's almost more like the product is sitting on top of my skin and it's kind of like started scaling off a little bit. I don't know how to describe it properly, but instead of melding into my skin and then just becoming more sheer, it almost like breaks up on my face and looks like it's sitting on top of my skin. So not my favorite for that reason, but you know, I'm definitely going to use this up. I'm going to work through it towards the end of the year. Again, I was going to pull this in January anyway as part of my project plan for next year. I will be continuing this series next year and working through some more products, but for now I've been enjoying it and it works all right. Another tried and true, this is the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Concealer. Last month I was just above halfway on this and now I'm right down towards the bottom. This is another product that I think that I will, well not I think, I know I'm going to be able to use up in December and by the end of the year. So this will be another empty stable concealer. I love it. I have a billion backups of them. I think this product is great. I'll keep using it in the new year, although I do have a couple of other concealers I want to sub in to kind of try out and see how I feel about them. But yeah, love this concealer, would highly recommend it. I'm going to keep repurchasing it until the end of time. For my powder, funnily enough, I introduced this powder last month. This is the Rimmel Stay Matte powder. I have it in 03 Peach Glow and I've already hit pan on it. I guess it's a testament to how much I use face powder. I've said this before on my channel. When I wear makeup day to day for work, I need it to last. Like I wear my makeup sometimes for almost 12 hours in a day and I want it to last and I want it to look good, and I find that one of the key ways of doing that for me is just powdering the crap out of my face and just setting everything in and making sure that it doesn't move in the morning, so that by the afternoon when my oils of my face have started coming through or it started breaking down, it doesn't immediately disappear off my face. So I guess this is just proof that that is exactly what I do. So I've hit pan on this already, so there's quite a decent bit of pan throughout the middle of the product. I haven't really touched the edges, so there's still a fair bit of product in here. I don't think I'll get through it by the end of the year. I think this will definitely roll over till next year, but yeah, I don't mind this powder. It's a good staple. It's quite hard pressed. It doesn't have a lot of pigment to it, which I quite like, so it's not going to change the color of your foundation or add a lot of coverage, but it's really, really good to set your makeup. So been enjoying that one. Next up is brows. Still working my way through the Anastasia Dip Brow. I feel like, to me, this doesn't look like it has changed at all since the last update, even though I've been wearing it literally every day. This just does not budge and does not move. I'm starting to get really over it. It is a really nice product, but I just want to try something different. I want to try something new. I've been using this, as you guys know, for like the majority of this year, and it is still kicking. So I guess, you know, if you buy one of these, know that it's going to last you literally forever. I will probably use, look, I don't know if I'm going to be using this next year. I don't know if I'll roll it into January 2022 project pan video. We'll see how I'm feeling. I have a couple of other brow pencils in my collection that I kind of want to, I want to use and I want to get my use out of, and I don't want them kind of just sitting there while I prioritize this product and kind of like drag my feet to get through it. So we'll see how I feel. I'm obviously going to keep using it towards the end of the year, but this might get swapped out in next year. That feels so weird to say. This year has gone way too fast. It's criminal. I might roll this into next year's project. I don't know. We'll see how I'm feeling. But yeah, a bit of progress, nothing too crazy, just gonna keep working through it. Onto eye primer. I rolled this in last month. This is the Maybelline Color Tattoo Metal by Eyeshadow 24-hour eyeshadow in 70 Barely branded. I use this as an eyeshadow base. It's a really nice champagne color. I don't know if I've used up that much of this or if I've kind of just pushed the product around the jar. I'm really, not sure. I guess the photos will show a little bit more of what the progress looks like from last month to this month. I've been enjoying this. I really thought it was dried out. I thought I was going to have to absolutely just force myself to use this and really just push through it. But once I kind of got through the top part of it and mixing the product together, it started acting as if it was brand new. So I've really been enjoying using this. These Maybelline Maybelline Color Tattoo Metals, these ones in particular, the kind of more metallic shimmery ones, I know they were really popular. I don't know if you can get them anymore. I'll have to see and do a bit of a Google to see, but I really like these. I think they make a really good eyeshadow base. I have really hooded eyes, so my eyeshadow creases like nothing else if I'm not careful or I don't use a really good base, and I find with these that my eyeshadow doesn't crease at all. So I don't know if you can still get them. I will put here somewhere if you can still get these, I'm not sure, but I'm really enjoying it and I'll keep using it up through the end of the year, and I'll probably roll this over into next year as well. Eyeshadow. This I'm determined to use up by the end of the year. So I'm just pulling out some of the other things so I don't fall everywhere. This is my Bronze of Champions Total Bronze Kit for eyes, lips and cheeks from Benefit. I am so close to using up this shadow, and I refuse to take this into 2022 with me. This is getting done this month. I don't care. I will fight it to the death. I will wear so much eyeshadow on my face. I do not give any fucks. This is absolutely getting used up this year. It's just non-negotiable for me. There's a fair bit of progress from last month. Definitely there's only a little bit of product now around the actual outside of the eyeshadow pan. So I definitely think it's doable. I have been using one eyeshadow for the entire year. One eyeshadow. That is bonkers to me. The fact that one eyeshadow has lasted me that long. Admittedly, we did go through lockdown for about 4 months of the year. So there was about 4 months that I really wasn't wearing any makeup, or I was only wearing it kind of once a week. But still, one eyeshadow, it just kind of speaks to how much product people have and how long it actually takes to use things up. And it makes me look at my collection in such a different light and think of it as like, I am never going to use up all the products that I own. And it kind of makes me want to be more responsible with my makeup purchasing habits, which is exactly what these project pans are meant to do. They're meant to give you a little bit of perspective over, I guess, your own collection and consumerism. I have been enjoying this shadow. It is a very, very bronzy brown color, obviously bronzed goddess, you would assume as much. It is a nice eyeshadow. Would I purchase it again? No, I'm very much sick of it and can't wait to have it out of my collection if that is not obvious. Would I try other eyeshadows from Benefit? Yes. I don't actually know. Benefit's not very well known for having eyeshadows or eye products that I can think of off the top of my head. And by eye products, I mean like powder eye products. I know that they've got a lot of bases and mascaras and liners, and that they've got a big collection of products like that, but not so much like powder eyeshadows. So I would definitely try some other of their products, but right now I just want this gone. I want it done. This box is getting yeeted into oblivion before 2022. That's it for eye products. Eyeliners and mascaras I'm not really working through. I've just kind of got them. I'll show them in my project pans as I use them up, or my empties, but not anything I'm specifically working through. So next product is bronzer. This is another product that I managed to hit pan on this month. This is the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer. If you can't tell by the packaging of mine, it is extremely well loved and extremely well worn. I wasn't planning on using this up throughout the year or panning it. I was using another bronzer earlier this year. It was the one that came in the Bronze of Champions book. I rolled this one in about 3 or 4 months ago now, I believe. I can't quite remember, and I've been loving it. I love this bronzer. I think it's really nice. It is a nice buildable color. For me, I kind of get scared of bronzers. I'm very pale, so any bronzers that are too deep or too dark or too pigmented or even slightly too orange can look really ridiculous on me really easily, so I have to be very careful. So I really like this one. It's quite a stiff product as well, which makes it nice because you don't pick up too much on your brush in one go, or you don't have to tap it off, or it's not super powdery, or you're not going to apply too much in one place. So I've been enjoying using this. I have no real desire to use it up specifically. I've just kind of been chipping through it. I have another bronzer blush duo that I'm going to be rolling into my project pan next year, so I'll just use up as much of this as possible before the end of the year, and then it'll get popped back into my collection. This is probably the most exciting moment of my project pan this year. It is probably the most exciting panning moment in my project panning history of the past few years, of my beauty collection history of the past few years. It was definitely the most exciting part in my beauty life last month, and I am so excited to say that I have finally hit pan on my NARS blush. Can you believe it? Look at it. Look at it in all its glory. It has been panned, finally. I almost died. I almost killed over backwards when I realized I'd hit pan on this blush after talking about it for so long and being like, it just isn't going anywhere. I went from having a tiny little sliver of pan about 2 weeks ago to having quite a decent chunk of pan in this product. I was in shock. I legitimately thought I was going to be using this for the rest of my life. I have been using this blush pretty much every day. Look, every day is probably a bit of a stretch, but I've been using this blush pretty consistently. I want to say for at least 4 years. At least 4 years I've been using this pretty consistently. And I'm not going to say that if you're going to buy this blush, it's going to last you that long. But for me, it kind of puts it into context as to why I was so excited when I finally hit pan on this blush. I think I messaged Vondel like the same morning in just like all caps with a photo when I got this tiny little sliver of pan in here, being like, oh my God, it has finally happened. It has finally happened. I have hit pan on this blush and I am just over the moon about it. So this is probably the most exciting announcement. I am so happy to have hit pan on this. It seems ridiculous, but hey, it's the little joys in life sometimes, like hitting pan on a blush that you just didn't think was possible. As for the rest of this month, I'm just gonna keep working through this. I am really torn on whether I'm going to keep this in 2022 if I don't use it up this month, which, to be perfectly honest with you, I feel like I'm not going to use up all of that in a month. Even though the pan has been growing quite dramatically over the past couple of weeks, I feel like that's still a lot of product to get through in. We've got 3 weeks left of December. So we'll see what happens. I do have another blush that I want to roll in next year. I actually have a whole collection of blushes that I really haven't touched or been able to use purely because I've been using this blush. So we'll see what I decide for 2022. It'll probably be something I feel in the moment, but oh my lordy, I am so happy to have hit pan on this blush. Oh my lord. Next up is highlighter. This is my Lunch Money Super Shock Cheek Pearlized Highlighter from Colourpop. I've been working on this one for a little while now purely because I didn't want the product to dry out. I'm fearful of these because they're almost got a creamy consistency that I didn't want it to go to waste. So I've been working through this one. I don't know, I can't remember how much pan there was last month. I think the middle pan might have grown a little bit, but the main change has been around the actual rim of the product. It like dips in now, whereas before it was very much full of product. It actually kind of dips inwards. I don't know if I'll use this up towards the end of the year. This is a stunning highlight. I am obviously wearing it today like I am wearing every other product I've spoken about in today's video. I love this highlight. I think this is beautiful. I would definitely repurchase it or recommend it if you've ever wanted to try the Colourpop Super Shock Shadow Highlighters. They are such an interesting consistency. They are not a cream, they are not a powder. They're super unique, and this color is beautiful. It is, in person, it is really natural, but it does give you a super nice glow. Under the camera lights, it looks a lot more, I guess, blinding and obvious than it does in person. I love this as an everyday highlighter. The color is beautiful. It doesn't pull too pink. It doesn't pull too gold or yellow. It is very much a champagne highlight. So I'm looking forward to using this up. I might swap something else in next year. I don't think I'll use it up by the end of the year. We'll see kind of what happens. Last couple of products. This is my setting spray. This is the Colourpop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Acid Setting Mist. Last month I was about here. I don't know if you'll be able to see that. And now I am all the way down here, almost at the bottom. Judging by that progress, I am 99% sure that this will be gone by the end of the month. So that's exciting. Another empty. I love this setting mist. I've said it before in previous videos as I've been working through it. I think it's a really good basic setting mist. It's nice for settling down any powder, as you know, powder fiend, on your makeup and on your face. It's very inexpensive as well. The scent isn't offensive either. It's quite a nice peach scent. I found that as it kind of got older and I had this for longer, the scent didn't hang around as much in the product, which I'm cool with. Like, that's fine with me. I guess things change over time. But yeah, really nice setting mist. I'll keep using it, and I imagine it'll be definitely gone by the end of the year. Last couple of products. I have my two, well, one you've seen already, one that is new to the project. My two lip products. This is the Modelco Lip Liner. I don't even know what color it is anymore. It is so tiny and I've shaved it off so much, I've sharpened it so much that I can't even read the label anymore. It says Elco on it, which I think is quite hilarious. I made a marking on this last month. I thought I was real smart, right? So I put the cap on and then I made a marking at the bottom of the cap, and I'm like, that is exactly how I'm gonna track this. This is how I'm gonna make sure that I know how much I've used. Yeah, I sharpened over that in like a week. So that was not a smart way of tracking this. I'm just gonna have to show you through the before and after photos of last month versus this month on how much I've actually used. I don't know if I'll get through this this month. The thing with lip pencils is you can't really like use them up the whole way because they become so short that you can't sharpen them anymore. So once it kind of gets to like a nubbin and you can't actually grip it and put it in the pencil sharpener anymore, I guess that's when you have to call it done. So I'm gonna give this a red hot go. I would love to use this up before the end of the year. Like I would love to see this kind of like going out of my stash before next year. So I'm gonna try my absolute best, and fingers crossed by next month I've got an exciting update that this one is done and dusted. The last product is one that I'm rolling in from last month. I haven't had a lip gloss in this project for a while because I've been just trying out a few of them from my collection and seeing which one I wanted to use. I have settled on using up this mini version of the Benefit Coralista lip gloss. I used up earlier in the year the bronzed version of this. It took me probably a good 6 months to use up, and using it quite regularly. This one was one I found in my collection. I think it came from the Coralista box that I used the blush up last month, the month before. I think it came out of that box, and I found it again in one of my handbags, and I went, yep, this is the one that I'm gonna use. I like this lip gloss formula. It's not overly sticky. It's a little on the stickier side, but it's not the super like stringy sticky, like uncomfortably sticky. It's a little bit creamy, which is quite nice. I don't mind the formula. The only thing that I don't particularly like about this is the color, which I think is quite funny because it's, you know, it's Coralista, it's a pink gloss. Like what was I expecting? Especially when I'm using it over a nude lip liner as my daily wear. However, you know, it's manageable, it's dealable, it's not like the worst thing ever. It's just sometimes right on the edges of my lips it can look quite pink compared to the nude color underneath, but that's me just being completely picky. I would rather use this up. So I've rolled this in kind of as of about a week ago, let's say the end of November. I rolled this into the project. I'll probably keep using this throughout the next year and just keep working with it, whatever lipstick I decide to put underneath. But yeah, I'm making progress on this one. It's barely got anything to start with because obviously it's pretty much brand. That's the lip gloss that I will be working through, you know, for the foreseeable future. And that is everything. That concludes all of my Project Pan products that I am using up towards the end of the year. That's everything that I've got included that I'm going to be wearing on my face for the foreseeable future, for the next little while. With Project Pan 2022, I have a couple of videos planned. I do want to do a makeup inventory video, so I guess not like a declutter or a haul or anything like that, but just showing you all the products that I've got, more so as a record for me to look back on at the end of each year to see how much my collection has changed and what products I've used up, and I guess to make note of what products I need to kind of roll in and start working towards in future Project Pans. So that's a video that I'm going to do at some point, probably in December. I'm excited to film it. I think it'd be quite interesting. I've had a lot of my products for a really long time, so I guess it'll also be a bit of a name and shame for myself for things that I haven't used up. Keep your eyes out for that one. I am obviously going to do a Project Pan December, like end of 2021 Project Pan wrap up, so that'll be coming in a couple of weeks towards the end of the year as well. And then early January I'm obviously going to do my introduction to 2022 Project Pan video. I'm gonna roll in some new products. I'm gonna swap out some other ones. I've kind of got some ideas on how I want to change up the project next year and some things that I might try out instead, because I found this year I got stuck on a lot of products and I really had a lot of guilt using anything else from my collection instead of these products because I really wanted to use them up. I think it's going to be easier seeing as fingers crossed we're not going to be in 4 months of lockdown, which means I'll be wearing makeup a little bit more next year. But I really want to get a bit more use out of a bunch of different things in my collection. So I'm going to have a bit of a brainstorm and kind of finalize my ideas and what I think I'm going to do to be able to give me a bit more flexibility to use some other things in my collection. I know some people do like a quarterly refresh. I'm more thinking of instead doing, you know, a Project Pan where I finish certain products. I might do a Project Pan until I hit pan on certain products. So that could be powders or eyeshadows or highlighters or blushes or whatever it might be, which will give me a little bit more time to work with some other things. So if you've got any ideas or any other fun ways you've seen Project Pans done, please let me know in the comments below. If you've tried any of the products that I've talked about and you like them, please let me know. If you are struggling through your own Project Pan this year, like I would love to hear about how you're doing and how you feel towards the end of the year. And I guess like let me know how many products you've used up. I think that's going to be really fun at the end recap. I'm going to kind of talk through all the products I managed to kind of use up and how that's going to impact my purchasing choices next year. Thank you for watching my videos. I love having you guys here. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. All of the engagement on these videos helps, you know, send them out into the YouTube universe. If you also don't follow me, here is my Twitter, here is my Instagram, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.